DBC, man. Shout out to my brothers Ticket and Mario, the hardest workers on YouTube. If y'all not subscribe to NBA Latina. That's Mario's channel, man. Great content creator, man. Knows the game of basketball, and he also a Denver Nuggets fan. So Nuggets fans, that's where you want to be. He speaks both Spanish and English. So, man, whatever the type of crowd that's in there, he'll cater to that crowd. Uh, Shout out to all my other brothers, Showtime Sports on Point, best Clipper channel on YouTube. Shout out to Mookie, Rated R Sports Debate, one of the most exciting and always keep you up channels on YouTube, period. Man, and shout out to Green League, best Houston Rockets channel. Shout out to Old Head Podcast, best college basketball channel, man. Shout out to Kareem and Elder, the OGs, the best Laker channel on YouTube, hands down. And I also subscribe to the Beat 139. Kareem and Elder also do content on there. Shout out to Too Raw, the rawest nigga on YouTube, man. Just straight gutter. Don't give a fuck. Shout out to LB. Shout out to 78 Sports, man. And shout out to Mr. Miles. Talking about Mr. Miles, part of the Four Horsemen, man. Y'all subscribe to his page. Great knowledge of the game. Got a lot of connections in the league as well. Man, y'all subscribe to my brother, Mr. Miles. Man, shout out to everybody that I left out of FIF, locker room, or others. But let's get to it, man. Hey, them damn strippers, man, they fucked up, man. End of the day, they shown last night that 2020 was a Doc Rivers' fault, man. Like, yes, I got to keep the same energy. So I say Doc Rivers is this and that because he done this at every stop that he's been at. All right, what the Clippers are doing right now, they're doing it with a different coach, and they're doing the same trend that they've been doing since this whole tender of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George arriving in stripper land. So I got to keep the same damn energy. So when I actually evaluate everything, yes, Doc Rivers could have made adjustments and all, but what Kawhi Leonard did last night, 0 points in the fourth quarter, inexcusable. Paul George, he had some late threes late when the game was out of reach. But besides that, that shit didn't really matter. He started out the fourth quarter missing free throws. James Harden disappeared. It seemed like he shies away from the moment. That's why we sit up here and tell you, jokers, you cannot trust the strippers. They got three guys. Well, one guy injured now. They got two most definitely. James Harden and PG. You know you can never trust them in the postseason. They weak mentally. Kawhi Leonard, he'll show you that he could fuck around and just have a bad game out the blue. You don't know when that bad game coming for Kawhi Leonard. He has shown it. We can't ignore those signs. So, end of the day, I like something that I heard Tyson Thomas said. That he always gives 60% blame to the players and he gives 40% to everybody else. In this instance, for 2020, 60% do go to the players and 40% goes to Doc Rivers because Doc Rivers was the GM as well. So he get 40% of the blame, but most of the blame goes to the Clipper players because obviously what Doc Rivers was doing got them up 3-1. So when you got guys like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George on the roster, you expect Kawhi Leonard or Paul George to at least get you one game. They can't do it. End of the day, they lost to a Bucks team without Giannis, without Chris Middleton. They got cooked by Dame Lillard and Bobby Portis. I don't want to hear shit about no Terrence Mann because Dame Lillard was cooking his ass in the first quarter too. So end of the day, Terrence Mann wasn't going to make no damn difference. And guess what? The strippers will strip. It never fails. Hey, one thing about it, they are who we think they are. They are. They are who we thought they were, y'all. End of the day, hey, they like the Cowboys. What can go wrong will go wrong with the Los Angeles strippers. So we got to be honest. There was a bad loss. That was a terrible loss to a team that really has no type of wing defenders. It just inexcusable how Kawhi Leonard just was horrific in the fourth quarter. Just terrible how Paul George started out the fourth quarter terrible. It's crazy how James Harden disappeared in the fourth quarter all of a sudden. When Paul George and Harden actually was cooking, especially in the first half. So end of the day, you guys, we got to keep the same energy. I cooked the shit out of Doc Rivers. I think Doc Rivers full of shit. I think he's one of the most overrated coaches of all time. But I got to keep the same energy because I say, hey, Doc Rivers do it at every stop he at. Guess what? Kawhi Leonard and Paul George and James Harden doing it too consistently. So I got to keep the same damn energy. I got to hold them accountable, which most of stripper fans don't do. Y'all don't hold these guys accountable. Y'all rather bang Tyronn Lue and the injured Russell Westbrook for your problems. Tyronn, that game was nowhere near on Tyronn Lue. They was up. They blew a big lead again. And Kawhi Leonard, your best player, did not do shit in the fourth quarter. That's not a Tyronn Lue problem. That's a Kawhi Leonard problem. James Harden problem. Paul George problem. There's no fucking excuses. And coaches always take the blame because you guys, that switch and fire shit they trying to hold over Ty Lue, they do that all the time in the NBA. That's a normal switch and pick and roll in the NBA all the time. Players don't follow through with the shit. If you was to look at the film study and Tyronn Lue basically say he wanted to switch and fire, it's not one time that you can find that they actually did it and they actually did their assignments and did what they're supposed to do defensively on a switch and fire. That's the player's fault. That's not Ty Lue's fault because of the strategy. They got to execute the damn strategy. They got to execute the damn strategy, man. So how you guys go blame Tyronn Lue for a strategy that them niggas didn't even do in the first place? The strategy that he implemented, they couldn't even do. That's not Tyronn Lue. That's the damn players. They not getting it done when it comes to these game plans. They not even trying to do it. You already got LeBron James coming out and say he don't do shit Darvin Ham say. This shit is consistent in the NBA. Players are always ignoring what the coach actually wants them to do. But guess who get the blame? Oh man, the coach should have did better rotation. Oh man, the coach should have did a different strategy. The strategy that they had, they never did in the first goddamn place. So the coaches taking blame for some shit that the players didn't even try to do. So these niggas are delusional and sad, man. And all we gonna hear today, you guys, man, you go on any Clipper platform, damn near well, it's one in particular. I ain't gonna say their name, but it's one in particular. You go to that goddamn channel, all they gonna do is blame Tyronn Lue for yesterday. They ain't gonna say shit about the scoreless fourth quarter for Kawhi Leonard. They ain't gonna talk about how James Harden disappeared. They're not gonna talk about how Damian Lillard cooked him from start to finish. They're not gonna talk about that Bobby Portis was cooking their ass. They're not gonna talk about that. Whenever the Bucks have Giannis and Chris Middleton sitting down, that should be an easy win. That should be an easy win. I don't want to hear shit about no Terrence, man, because he only played these certain amount of minutes. When the motherfucker played the minutes he played, he was not effective at all. He did not have no impact on the game whatsoever. I would have sat his ass down too. I would have sat Terrence man ass down too. This is piss poor performance, piss poor excuses, and goddamn it, the stripper Sean White last night, they ain't gonna win a goddamn title. They ain't gonna win shit. And niggas wonder why I say the Lakers will beat the shit out of the Clippers in the 7-game series. That's the reason why, because the game is close. I trust LeBron James over all them niggas. I trust LeBron over all them niggas. When the game comes down to the last 3 minutes of the game, I got more faith in LeBron than all them niggas over there. That's just the bottom. That's just the fucking truth. And you guys think they gonna compete for a title? Nigga, please. Them niggas losing in the second goddamn round, and they better hope they don't get a certain matchup in the first round. Cause they might get their ass kicked in. But I finna get the link drop. I'ma see what my brothers finna say, man. We finna cook on these niggas. And Ant, shut your ass up. So Mario should be dropping the link shortly, and it should be letting you guys in. Shout out to Mario in the chat, man. NBA Latina. Man, hey, Kawhi Leonard is a fraud because the bitch has 0 points in the fourth quarter, 6 for 19. But we supposed to say that he's the man, he's the Don Dollar. Don Dollar, my ass. Giannis wasn't even playing, nigga. Chris Middleton wasn't even playing, nigga. Fuck wrong with y'all. Making excuses. Y'all know who I'm trying to make. Oh, it's Ty Lue fault. Oh, man, T-Man only played 19 minutes. T-Man would have played 30, 40 minutes. We would have won the game. Nigga, please. T-Man shit water. And you shit water with your takes. Sorry ass Sugar fan. Y'all let me know when y'all backstage so I can let y'all on and I can get y'all opinion, man. And we really got to reevaluate the tender of Doc Rivers. We really got to reevaluate to see was it really his fault. I tend to believe it wasn't, even though he just a horrific coach to me. He got some blame in it, but it mostly on Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. That's what should get most of the goddamn blame. Them sorry bastards. Can't rely on them motherfuckers. If anybody backstage, let me know now so I can get y'all to come in. We could cook on this shit. We could destroy the strippers. We could put them in their place. And everything I've been saying all year about the strippers coming into fruition. Told them niggas stop front running. Told them niggas to chill out, take one game at a time. The motherfuckers couldn't do a bet, Polo.
What's up with it, huh?
Man, shout out to you, man. Hey, y'all subscribe to Straight to the Point Sports and Entertainment, man. That's Polo Channel, the OG. Great knowledge of the game, man. He's a Philadelphia 76ers fan. His Sixers actually hanging in there. That surprised me, but
All right.
uh,
Please, the Bulls. We're not gonna get on that. Y'all gotta. You need to worry about Lonzo Ball even getting back on the floor before
he
you
ain't
turn.
gonna get back on the court. But but what's your
Yeah,
take
yeah,
about
yeah, yeah, yeah. I see how you try to ease out of that one.
Yeah, I already eased out of it. So, but what's your take about last night's game about the Clippers, and what's your thoughts about when you think back to 2020 when Doc Rivers was coaching? I think about it now, Polo. I think it's more Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. I don't think it was Doc Rivers' fault. He gets some blame because he's a coach and a GM, and that type of shit blowing 3-on leads happen everywhere he's been. But besides that, though, I think it was more on the players. But what's your thoughts on everything last night, and including when I mentioned that it's really not Doc Rivers' fault in 2020?
All right. Well, you got a good point there. Salute to everybody. And when that happened, we had to take into account what Doc was working with. Okay, it wasn't all Doc's fault. You're right on that. Okay. Now, in this situation right here, all right, I want to focus my attention on this situation. We got to remember the Clippers. They just beat Minnesota. Okay, and the last time we was on here, it was you, Maz. Everybody said you can't trust Minnesota. Okay, so let me bring that back to what I'm talking about right now. This is not really a good measuring stick for the Bucks. Okay. Now I know they didn't have Middleton. I know they didn't have Giannis or whatnot. But still, at the same token, we got to look at game planning too. And also, if the Bucks can do this and Dame can put up 41 against the Nuggets team, or even like what you said against the Lakers team, then we'll be cooking with grease. But this really isn't a good measuring stick because we know how the Clippers are and we know what you were talking about the pick and roll. They really fuck up. Excuse my language. I'm trying to stop cursing and all that, but they really stop messing around with the pick and roll in the fourth, like in the fourth quarter. They just break down, and that happened with the Lakers too. They
Yeah,
so easy to read.
and what's your thoughts on when I was basically saying that on the switch and fire switch situation that Ty Lue implemented? I honestly look, the Clippers didn't try to do that one time for a switch and fire. So how they could blame Ty Lue for the strategy and the players not even going through with the strategy? So what's your thoughts on that?
Man, it wasn't on Tyloo. It's on the players to implement that. And another thing was I saw that situation with Harden and Plumlee. I think it was. I think it was against the Lakers, and they couldn't get on the same page. And it was somebody else that he was trying to switch with. I couldn't remember if we go back to those plays. But that falls on the players, man. That's not all Ty Lue. We can't sit up here and say coach, 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 coach. You on the money. You have to execute at the end of the day. And that works like that in the playoffs too, because it slows down. They know what you're doing. And some of these guys are staying up even longer watching film than what they do, in the regular daytime. They're saying, okay, I found something. It's just like what you were saying about Jokic and saying about Rudy Gobert.
Yep, I agree, bro. Cause like end of the day, like the switch and fire shit, it's not a complicated scheme Most of the NBA coaches implement that in pick and roll situations. It's just
Right.
that a lot of the players during the game for some reason forget those principles because either you go hard hedge with it, or you go decide to go under, or you go over the top. You got to decide whether you go be aggressive with coming at the pick and roll or not. And those
Now
really the two choices you got. That's what your fire shit happens every game with every damn team when it comes to pick and roll situations. So I
I'm
don't know why they try to act like, oh, Tyloo just that was just a terrible strategy. Every coach actually used that strategy.
I'm gonna say this one last point, and then I guess I'll let somebody else go, and then I gotta roll out. But I'm gonna say this though too. That was my only point about saying about with the Warriors playing a team this year like the Celtics or whatnot. Because they don't have anybody. To me, they don't really have anybody. They don't have that guy like a Clay Thompson or even a Wiggins. They don't have a Clay Thompson back at like at 15, or they don't have a Wiggins that was really excellent at reading shit like that. They just don't have it. That was my whole point right there.
Yep, can't do nothing but agree. I think you the only one here. Is somebody else in here? If it's just Polo, it's all good. I keep cooking because I could cook on this all goddamn day about the
Yeah, yeah.
delusional ass stripper fans anyway.
You can't stand the strippers, man. For some reason, you got me calling them strippers. Shit, I got damn. Let me
I
get up
mean,
out of here, though, Herm, man. I gotta roll out, man.
when you got one of your franchise players committed his whole life to a stripper, I mean, that's where the nickname come from. Then you had Lou Williams at the time. He going to strip clubs in between games and shit just to eat some wings. And that's how they got that
Hey, you
nickname,
do the
strippers.
same shit. You do the same shit. Don't even care. But man, let me go ahead and get up out of here, man. Good chopping it up with you, Herm.
Man, most definitely, bro. Salute to Polo, man. Y'all subscribe to his channel, man. Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. Y'all go check him out, man. Great, he knows the game very well, y'all. And he's a tough cookie too, by the way. He don't let shit slide with these players at all, man. I just disappointed that we got a lot of people ducking the smoke. We got a lot of people don't want to face the music when it comes to these strippers. We got a lot of motherfuckers. All they gonna do is blame Ty Lue today. Whenever you hear any content creators do, they do. Man, look, end of the day, man, we just gotta tell it how it is. The strippers are in trouble. The strippers not gonna win the title. The strippers not that good. The strippers are frauds. Kawhi Leonard's a fraud. Paul George a fraud. James Harden a fraud. And end of the day, you guys, we gotta stop blaming the coach and breaking down these players. That's a terrible loss. Doc Rivers got somewhat of some of his revenge by whooping their ass, but it just was bad basketball, man. They just not as good as people thought they were. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know, bro. I bet you, Jarrell, Frank. I'm gonna let you on. I'm gonna let you on. Give me 1 second. Yeah, Jarrell, you should be coming in a second, brother, so you can ask what you go ask. Mario Sanchez, I feel you, brother. I feel you. I feel you, man. Fat Cat, yeah, they most definitely going to miss Russ because he. All right, bet, Mr. Mans. Give me 1 second. Let me tell Mario to drop the link again. But end of the day, they just proved, the sentiments that me, Mans, even Ticket ass been saying about the Clippers the whole time. And they got great talent. They got what you need. They missing a couple of pieces when it comes to size, but they got everything else. And for some reason, they make the game harder than what they have to. And just when it comes down to fourth quarters, close, tight games, They cannot be trusted, man. So if you got those type of issues, how you going to compete for a title? And people just gotta realize that they gotta face reality of that situation.
Salute, huh?
Salute, Jarrell. Salute to you, brother, man. What's your question, brother?
Hey, one of my questions I wanted to ask because I was watching not literally watching the game, but I was like listening to it on they little podcast. It was a little stretch during the game where it was like they was up, and then I'm trying to figure out like what happened where they was up, and then that
Uh,
split of a second, the momentum just switched like that. That's
uh,
what I'm
they
trying to figure out.
start they start missing a lot of defensive assignments. Bobby Portis actually changed the momentum of the game for the Bucks, though. He had a great third quarter. Dame Lillard was hitting shots throughout the game for real, but he turned it on. But Bobby Portis really changed the outlook of that game and led the Chargers to comeback. And with those two, they couldn't stop those two. So that's what really happened. But the
Hmm.
Clippers went away from what they did in the first half, and it just basically being disciplined. They was a discipline, and
And what's and Pat Bear, what's up with him getting in Paul George in them head, being a little mini Draymond. I'm looking at the little highlights of the game and him trying to strip the ball from Paul George. They going back and forth. He
shit,
smack it out of his hand.
he
I'm looking like,
stripped
man,
he stripped Kawhi Leonard in the fourth
I
quarter.
seen that. He stripped hard into it. He stripped hard into it, and then that's when they got a wide open layup or something like that. But I'm looking like, man, this is crazy.
Yeah, it just sad, man. Just the Clippers just very inconsistent, bro. They just when it comes down to close, if they not blowing nobody out, I really can't trust them, man. I'm gonna just be honest. I can't, I
Because
can't, I can't
at
believe them.
at times like that, my opinion on like not just even though we speaking on Clippers, but like on all the teams, like when y'all up like that, the best player on the team y'all should just run it through them once y'all be up like that. I don't think that they should then turn around and start scrambling, going crazy and losing the ball and messing up. I'm like, that's crazy. And I thought they were gonna win the game from what I was seeing.
Perfect. That wasn't on Ty Lue. Ty Lue, I didn't think he had bad rotations. I think he implemented a good strategy. It's just they went away from it. They went away from what they was doing. So I can't blame a coach when players are not being disciplined and sticking to the game plan. They did not stick to the game plan, and ultimately it led to the disaster of them blowing the lead and um the Milwaukee Bucks charging late in the game. And perfect. You can say what you want. He got no choice but to go with a small ball lineup. So perfect. Let me break this down to you like I break it down to all Clipper fans once again. When you look at your totality of the roster, most of your roster are guards. You got you got Terrence Mann, that's a guard. Kawhi Leonard, that's a guard. Paul George, that's a guard. Norman Powell, that's a guard. Russell Westbrook, that's a guard. Bones Highland, that's a guard. Norman Powell, that's a guard. Amir Coffey, that's a guard. You know what I'm saying? You got 8 guards on your main roster, and you probably throw the little Kobe Bryants. He really a size of a guard. Um, you got Daniel Thias. He really an undersized big. Miles Plumlee. He been horrific for the Clippers, so he really unplayable. Then you got Zubac. So you really don't have any size on your roster. Nah, but perfect. They really PG. They like always consider PG like a shooting guard and shit like that. They do guard shit basically. They are not real deal fours. They do guard shit basically. So just understand that. But they don't have any size. So what other choice Ty Lue has? When you playing lineups, what choice do you have when you look at your totality of the roster? So you can't blame Ty Lue for certain lineups that's out there, man. Got no damn choice. Let's be real. I don't know why you guys are trying to blame him for lineups that he can't even control. To be honest,
So like how many points and bigs they got? Because you like I just heard your name, like you said, eight guards.
man, them motherfuckers only got 3 bigs on the roster: Zubac, Plumlee, and goddamn Thias. And Plumlee is unplayable right now, so you really only got 2 bigs.
But and most of the time I normally see Plumlee at the 4 spot sometimes. So they kind of switch him up from big to 4.
Yeah, so how in the hell? How
but
in
they
the
ain't got
hell
no
you
true
expect
point
Ty
guard.
Lue to come with a consistent lineup? So,
They ain't got
guys, yeah.
no true point guard no more. So that's crazy. They got all guards. So some of the guards got to do like Phoenix and play just point guard roles.
Yep.
That's crazy.
It's really sad, man. I don't know who. If anybody backstage, let me know, cause I really don't know. I really can't see it. So y'all let me know so I can let Mario know. Cause I know my boy Man's gonna come in the second when he get free.
But
But
like that's without a true point guard though, Herm. Like ain't won't that
now James
when y'all got to
Harden
run
actually,
all these when y'all got to use all these guards and switch them up from in and out. Like won't that drain y'all going into a 7 game series?
it most definitely will. But James Harden actually is the point guard, which he is a solid point guard to me in all actuality. It's just that James Harden disappears in tight games. Mad seen it his whole time being a Houston Rocket fan. So it just got a lot of question marks. It got a lot of issues with guys that you really can't trust. And I really think they're gonna lose in the second round, man. Yeah, Mr. Man's here, so give me 1 second, Jordan. You can keep cooking right quick
Yeah,
while I text Mario.
yeah. Go ahead, because that's my that's one of my questions. That's one of my questions. That's my last one of my last questions. Then I'll just listen to y'all with you and Mr. Mass when he get in here. Like when it
Uh,
comes to all of the players of this generation, like what is the ones that have been in the playoffs and broke, like the Tatum's and all these guys, like the Clippers and all them. Like what is it in the mental area where it's like after so long y'all just like something just break, like a wire just disconnects, and it's like y'all not there no more. I'm trying to figure that out. I see it with a lot of even Brian done it. So even Brian do it. So I'm trying to figure out like what is it in y'all mind where somewhere it's like a wire just disconnects from y'all. I'm
at
trying to figure
least
that
with
out.
at least with LeBron James though, at least he honest. I don't listen to what the coach says. I do my own thing.
Right,
Uh, so that's what basically going on. But guess who gets all the blame? The coaches. I think
right.
Ty Lue been doing pretty damn good with what he had to work with, but a lot of people gonna try to blame him. You know what I'm saying? Well, certain guys should get certain minutes. When their ass was in there, they wasn't doing shit. Terrence Mann was getting cooked the whole first half. I would not have put his ass back in either.
What's up, fellas?
What's up,
What's up,
man?
salute, Mr. Mass, sir?
Oh
Man, yeah.
man,
What's your thoughts about last night, man? So, what's your thoughts when you think about 2020? Should we actually place all the blame on Doc Rivers like we did? Because when I look back, I really believe it's more the players than Doc. But Doc do get the blame. He do get some blame, but it's mainly the players, man. And they shown again last night why we don't trust them.
well, I mean, I never been the ones to put everything on Doc Rivers. I mean, that's just crazy. I mean, I've always blamed, the players and coaches. Like the adjustment portion is on Doc Rivers. Now the execution is on the players. But if a coach sees something that's going on during the game and you make no adjustment to it, then I got to put that on the coach. And so if I don't see a different scheme or a different tactic during the moment, then yeah, that's on the coach. Now, if you switch shit up and the players still don't execute, then that's just a player personnel thing. And so to answer your first question, no, I mean it's on Doc and it was on Kawhi and PG. Point period blank. I mean, Doc don't get all the blame, but he definitely gets blame. And let me just say this before I get to my, what I'm saying, my main argument. When you have a history of doing this, then you give people credence to talk about you this way. It ain't like 2020 was the first time Doc Rivers blew a 3-1 lead. And so, therefore, people have the right and they have reason to think and say what they say. I mean, that's common sense. So, I mean, yeah. So, Doc gets blamed, but he don't get all the blame. I mean, Kawhi and PG gets blamed too. So, let me get to the game last night because Dre said something that caught my eye, my ear, and and it's a question that I asked myself too, Dre. For 3 quarters, a guy can be locked in, playing great, and all these current players do it right for the most part. And then for some strange reason, like you said, something just disconnect, right? I'm gonna tell you what it is, bro. Everybody's not a killer. When you listen to Quentin Richardson talk about Kobe and MJ, the ex Clippers player from Chicago, he talks about those two guys only know one way. They only know one mode, and that's kill mode. Either I kill you or you kill me. I don't know no other way. I don't care if I'm up 20 points in the fourth quarter. I stay in one mode, and that's kill mode. I want to kill you all the time.
until the clock ends.
Bro, listen, bro.
So my
Period.
thing,
Period.
so
Period.
my thing be like that. That be my question with a lot of these players, though. So that's why I was that's why I was asking him
I
that
got
question
you,
you
bro.
asked, like, what is it where it's like y'all up, and then it's like a wire just disconnects in y'all head, and next you know these dudes here just
Well,
knock y'all
well,
out.
well. Let me expand on that too a little bit too, bro. I mean, it's a new era. Guys are getting paid before even deserving the money.
Absolutely,
So a
absolutely.
guy's not going to be,
They ain't gonna put in all the work like they supposed to.
correct.
Okay,
That's yeah, exact. That's
okay.
number one. And number two, is everybody's friends. You know what I'm saying? It's a soft era, and these guys are young, and they ain't gone through no adversity, and so they're just going through the emotion. Like last night, bro, Kawhi Leonard, you got no Giannis Antetokounmpo. I don't care what people say about the Bucks defense in the last 10, 15 games. Their defense sucks, okay? Let's just call a spade, okay? They play bad teams, and the defensive rating is skewed because of that. Point period blank, okay? They got two good wins versus Minnesota last night and the Denver Nuggets. Cool, I give you that, right? But other than that, the other 8, 10 games, they played bad teams, okay? And so their defense is bad, okay? I don't care who tries to slice or dice it, their defense ain't good. And if you're Kawhi Leonard, there is nobody on that perimeter, and this goes for Paul George too. There's nobody on the perimeter who can deal with him. Like the lack of aggression, the lack of assertiveness on his part is mind-boggling. Mind-boggling, right? Like so, when people question his leadership and they question Kawhi's leadership style and the way he communicates, last night was a perfect example, right? You see the Bucks are coming back, right? Kawhi didn't get to the free throw line to stop the bleeding. Kawhi didn't get inside PG's face or James Harden's face or Powell's face and say, "Hey, man, get out the goddamn way and give me the basketball." Could you imagine MJ and Kobe in that moment, bro, not being aggressive, not trying to go get it? Like this is crazy, right? And so last night, bro, I put it on Kawhi Leonard, man. He's the leader. He's the best player, and your team goes as he goes. And listen, and last night is the reason why I don't trust him, bro. I don't trust him. Bro, listen, I don't trust these clowns in the fourth quarter when things get tough because in postseason basketball versus Denver, Minnesota, or Dallas or whoever, bro, listen, there's gonna be games where you have to execute in high pressure moments. And even if Kawhi plays up to his standard, he still needs PG and James to come along with him. You know what I'm saying, and play at a high level in those moments, which I think we all agree we don't trust. Last night was embarrassing, bro. And then here's my last point. So you got PG, so-called defensive player. You got Terrence Mann. You got dudes running around YouTube talking about Terrence Mann is the is a Gary Payton of this goddamn era. He can lock down anybody. Oh, and by the way, when all else fails, you got Kawhi Leonard, the claw. Y'all can't stop Dame Lillard. I mean, y'all not trapping. Y'all not blitzing. Y'all not sending a double team. You're not giving him different looks. He's gonna come off screens and shoot wide open threes, get to the basket. Nobody's blocking his shot. Nobody's like putting him on his like nothing. Like Giannis ain't playing. Chris Middleton ain't playing. Like you trap Dame and you make Pat Bev Beasley beat you. Like what the hell was going on, bro?
And then they was like
So
they was letting Pat Bev like play the mind game with Paul George.
And man, this what pissed me off. Comments like LA just said, this ain't on Kawhi. You got 3 Hall of Famers. That's bullshit. Kawhi Leonard has 0 fucking points in the fourth quarter.
no, it's on
Zero
Kawhi,
points in the
bro.
fourth quarter. That's on Kawhi Leonard,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, it's on
Y'all
Kawhi
got to
Leonard, bro.
stop that bullshit, man.
Yeah, it's on Kawhi Leonard because if the Clippers win a championship, y'all gonna say they won because of of Kawhi Leonard. So when they lose and have bad offense and they're lackadaisical and they're not efficient, then that's on him. It's his job to get his team in line because he's gonna get all the praise, right? Listen, bro, in 2019, nobody gives Fred VanVleet and Kyle Lowry credit in Game 6 at the Oracle in Oakland, California. They all say Kawhi Leonard won them that championship, but they don't talk about Pascal Siakam, Marc Gasol, Van Fleet, and Kyle Lowry. The best player gets the credit. Listen, bro, last night was a telling story. Last night told me a lot, but to be honest, I mean, I kind of already knew. Bro, the Clippers are going home in the first or second round. You'll see. They going home in the first, second round. They're getting bounced. They're getting bounced.
I 100% agree, man. It just they was terrible, man. And
Right,
end of the
right.
day, these are the moments that we know we are afraid of and worried about when it comes to the Clippers. They don't have a guy that you can rely on, and don't act like Kawhi Leonard will lay an egg in one of these games. He's due to do that in every series to have a
Right,
bad
right.
game. So end of the day, you got all those different factors going around, man. They're just not built. They don't really have a lot of size. End of the day, they got too many people at the same position.
Yep.
Um, Terrence Mann is not as good as defender people thought he was. Cause Dame Lillard was cooking them in the first half for real. So I would have sat his ass down too, especially if you ain't giving me nothing offensively. So I
Correct.
didn't knock Ty Lue for that, and they had a big lead by doing that, and they just gave it up towards the end of the third quarter. They gave up the league, and Bobby Portis and Dame Lillard took
Let
off
me
from there.
Let me cook on this real quick, Herm, because I see H30 inside the chat saying it's just one game, don't panic. Well, listen, I mean, there's some truth to that, but the Clippers have championship aspirations, they have championship expectation. And so, championship teams, listen, bro, you can lose a game and say, you know what, tonight we missed shots, it is what it is. You tip your cap and you go home. But last night, bro, you saw a lack of high IQ, you saw a lack of intensity. You saw a lack of leadership. And the shot selection in the clutch was horrible. You know what I'm saying? 3-pointer after 3-pointer. Like Kawhi didn't get to the free throw line. Neither did Paul George. You saw James Harden do what he do, shoot step back threes for no goddamn reason. So, I mean, we can say it's one game, but I mean, how can you be a team like Denver in the second round of the conference finals or beat Minnesota, who you beat by 1 point and lost the two other games in a blowout fashion, damn near, right? Like you can't make these mistakes. And so when you let back habits sink in and all this shit, bro, it's a problem. Not to mention you just did this 2 days ago, or my bad, a week ago, versus the Lakers. So it ain't like this is like one game. No, LeBron James just walked y'all down last week, and now you let Dame Lillard and Pat Bev and Bobby Portis walk you down with no Giannis onto the Koopa, and H3 talking about it's just one game. Stop it, bro. Stop it, man. Like again, listen, man. Dre asked a good question. What's happened to our players? Like what's wrong with their brain? It's guys like H30 and his mentality and his expectation is why most NBA fans think the way they think. Like with that type of thinking, bro, then that's a losing mentality. Again, Kobe and MJ stayed in kill mode. They didn't know any other mode. All they knew was kill or be killed. And these new players don't got it. And you saw it last
And they
night.
missed that spark off the bench too with Russell Westbrook. I don't care what they say.
Of
They
course they
missing
do.
that spark too.
Of course they do. Because at least listen, Herm. Last night, bro, Russ would have missed some shots, yes. But I tell you one thing that Russ would have did that they didn't do last night is he would have got his ass downhill and got to that goddamn free throw line and stopped the bleeding, right? He would have did that at least. He would have played aggressive. Like you don't never question Russ's will to win or his effort. Now we question his decision making at times and he's just missing shots. And again, I can deal with missed shots, but I can't deal with a team or player going away from what they normally do because the moment becomes the moment and it's high pressured. Like, bro, like last night was a choke job. Like versus the Lakers, that was a choke job.
And man, I gotta ask you this too: would you
Yeah.
blame Tyronn Lue? Because I've been seeing that throughout the chat as well. Guys want to blame Tyronn Lue for last night. Do you think it was a coaching issue last night?
Absolutely, bro. When you don't listen, if Giannis is not playing and it's just Dame Lillard and a bunch of shooters or role players around him, it's not like the Bucks got knocked down shooters, right? And so you don't give Dame no different look. You don't blitz him. You don't trap him. You don't double team him. Like, I mean, yeah, bro, it's on Tyronn Lue. And again, I mean, look during the run in the fourth quarter. I mean, Tyronn Lue is not like getting on his guys, You know what I'm saying? I thought at one point he should have called timeout, but he kept letting the game play out, and then homeboy shoots that logo three. And so, yeah, I mean, it is on Tyronn Lue, bro. Absolutely, it's on him. As a coach, you have to know your team.
Yeah, but man, it's like,
Yeah.
man, when Tyronn Lue the other night against the Lakers was talking about
Uh huh.
he wanted to do the switch and fire strategy.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't see the Clippers try to implement that and do that one time as well. So is it a possibility that Tyronn Lue is wanting his team to do certain things, but they ignoring him and doing otherwise? Because I think that's what's going on with the Clippers right now. I think they're ignoring a lot of things Tyronn Lue probably trying to implement.
Well, Herman. Well, Herman. There's always going to be times in a game where a coach tries to implement a scheme or a tactical, whatever you want to call it, and players are going to go away from it because that's just human nature. So I'm not going to push back on what you just said, but that's where a coach needs to have more forceful, meaning, great, listen, like, do you think Mike Malone would allow Joker and Jamal to go away from what he calls? No. He's going to call a timeout, and he's going to grill those guys on the bench if they on national TV or not. Like, Mike Malone's going to dig a new one into these guys. But again, though, Mike Malone right now is the best coach in basketball, arguably. So Mike Malone has his team's ear. Mike Malone has cachet. Mike Malone doesn't play. So I don't think Tyronn Lue has the same cachet as a Mike Malone, in my opinion. But no, you're right though. I mean, yeah, players will go away, but that's where a coach has to be a coach and have some type of leadership and some authority. Hey, time out, man. Hey. Like I see it run this play. Like what y'all doing? So no, bro. I mean, it's on the players and coach. I'm not putting it all on Tyronn Lue, but the players and coach both take a major hit, bro.
Man, I think it's them damn players. And at the end of the day, they got to get it done. No more excuses. I don't want to hear no more of the coach shit. Because whoever coach you put in there, they gonna go through the same shit and do the same shit with that coach. In the day, it's a mentality issue with the Clippers. In the day,
Uh
they
huh.
haven't embraced those tough situations, and I think straight up they don't have. Without Rush, they really don't have that leadership as well. So I really just think they doomed. I'm like you, man.
Uh huh.
First or second round, and Clipper Nation got to stop. They just got to stop being delusional and face reality of the situation.
Yeah. Also, too, man. As great as Kawhi is, um, as great as Kawhi is, he's too. He's for me. He's a little too nonchalant at times. He's a little too passive. I need more of a grit, grind, in your face. I'm not saying he got to be Kobe or MJ, but he got to be more vocal, bro. He got to be. And if you're not going to be vocal, let your body language speak for itself. Like he's just, it's like at times he's okay with what's going on the court. And as the best player, you can't let that sink in. Like that can't be the case. Like you can't be okay with what's going on right now, especially when you know they're going to blame you after the game. I mean, it's just, it's crazy, man. I don't know, bro. It's fucking crazy.
Facts, bro. I just think straight up, bro. This shit is fun. It's funny to me though, cause now I'm seeing guys saying I trust them more than OKC and Minnesota. Hell, they ain't gonna get to them niggas. So we ain't gonna see whether we can trust who in a 7 game series. Cause shit, the Clippers ain't even gonna make it to them niggas.
Well,
That
well,
just
well. Before I go, because I know you're probably finna wrap up soon. I mean, come on. I mean, listen. I mean, I would pick the Clippers over OKC. Sacramento. You know, damn, bro. I mean, I think Denver beats them for sure. I think Minnesota beats them. I would favor Dallas. I mean, I'm sorry. I would favor the Clippers over Dallas, but I would not be surprised one bit if they got bounced by Dallas. The Phoenix Suns, I think they'll beat. I think they'll beat Phoenix easy. But OKC and teams like that, bro, nah. I mean, Clippers will beat them easy.
I agree. I think Dallas will actually.
Hey, Herm,
Get, get,
salute.
salute, Brandon, salute. Freddie G, you here too?
What up, rebrand? What up, big dog?
What's going on? Who is that speaking? Because they don't be showing us the names and shit.
You talking about me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Uh,
Maz, man.
Mr. Moss, bro.
What's going on, man? What's up, big
What up?
dog?
What up, man? Yeah, rebrand is a very controversy. He come with energy. I kind of like it, but I like when you talk basketball, bro, and you're not on that trying to, you know what I'm saying,
Nah,
grimy
nah,
shit.
I ain't
But
trying to. I ain't trying
but
to
you
do
talk no. What I'm saying is, bro, like when you talk hoop, bro. I mean, it's like you know hoop. I mean, I'm giving you a compliment.
that. I
Like
appreciate that,
yeah,
bro.
for sure.
Appreciate that for sure. You too.
Yeah, all good, bro.
Man,
What
crazy.
y'all, Herm, what y'all in here? What's
Salute,
up?
salute to you, man. What's your thoughts
What's up?
about the Clippers last night, man? And when you look at what's happening with the Clippers, did they show why we can't trust them? And
No, they didn't show anything. I think one, people be panicking too much, bro. Like it's not the NFL. Like you shouldn't panic after one loss. There's 82 games in the season. Um, I still think the Clippers are maybe a top three. To to make it out of the West. And I'm gonna be honest, like it's gonna be hard to beat them 4 times in a row. So there's only a few
Okay,
teams I could see that could do it.
so rebrand. So
shit,
okay, so
I think you tripping.
let me push back on something you said because
For sure, for sure.
I know like the cliche answer is it's just one game, don't panic, but certain teams don't get that type of leeway, right? I mean, some
Like
teams
who?
don't get that type of the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a
No, I'm
team that's
saying
been
like who?
known.
What teams don't get that leeway?
The Clippers, the Clippers.
Oh, you're saying the Clippers? Okay, yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
I'm saying the Clippers because they have a track record of doing this. And so when we say it's just one game, you're right. But in high pressure moments, if you keep doing this, because remember they just did this versus versus LeBron last week, and
Yeah,
so I mean it's not like it's a one off. I mean, come on, bro. I mean,
Moss
like
is
they
one is a
they
game in a
talented.
regular season. It's a game in a regular season. I trust Ty Lue. Um,
Okay,
Kawhi still Kawhi. James Harden,
agree.
that's to be seen. Paul George, that's to be seen. But
Okay,
it's one game, bro.
yeah. I mean, I get it. I look at it a little bit different. I look at it as you build good habits, and those moments. Listen, bro. For me, I judge team a lot in the regular season
Facts,
and
facts.
close wins. Games like last night where it's on like the wood where it's close, it's like we call it winning time, right?
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
like a team can tell you a lot in those moments, how they execute, leadership, camaraderie, teammates,
Yeah,
friendships,
but
because
Moss,
I'm
but
just being
Moss.
I mean that's how I judge it.
But look, this is the thing though too, right? We also know one other thing: whoever gets hot at the right time, pause. Right. So the Clippers might get hot at the right time. We've seen it with some play-in teams last year. We've seen the Lakers get hot. We've seen the Heat get hot. You know what I'm saying? It's all about timing and
Yeah,
matchups, of course.
oh, yeah, but the Lakers have a different style of play. They have a big man who they can dip it down to. They can slow it up a little bit. The Clippers are primarily a perimeter shooting team, and they rely on their cadence, their dribble packages to get into their isolation sets. And so, a jump shooting team that features Harden, Kawhi, and PG, like they don't get the same type of benefits or leeway as a Heat or Lakers because the Lakers have a different style. The Heat have a different style. The Clippers are primarily
Moss, let me
a
ask you a
jump shooting
question.
team. Yeah,
Let me
go ahead.
ask you a question, and I agree with the whole jump shooting thing, right? But let me ask you, who give me four? Hold on, you got to mute. You got a lot of wind.
Go ahead, bro. My bad. My bad. Go ahead.
Now you good. Well, give me like 4 or 5 teams that you think that could out of the West that could beat the Clippers four times in a row. Well, four, not even
Uh,
4 times in a row, just 4 times period.
I'll give you three teams that I feel good about: Minnesota, Dallas, and Denver.
Okay, I'm a Dallas fan, so I appreciate the respect.
Yeah, Dallas, Denver, and Minnesota. I feel good about it. I think Denver beats them for sure. I think that's a 6 game series.
Hmm.
I think Minnesota and Dallas could be a 6, 7 game series. And I just think that in those type of games, like because a game 7 is the moment, I don't trust the Clippers, bro, at all. I just don't.
And look, I don't blame you. Like at the end of the day, they still gotta show and prove. But
Right.
I'm just not into the whole panicking after one loss. Like that's a miserable way to be a fan of basketball, especially if your team is the Clippers. I just don't believe in that. But
So how many leagues do? Okay, cool. So how many leagues do they got to blow in the last week or two for you to start panicking?
I'm not gonna panic until we see it like the first two games of the playoffs. Like I said, it's
Okay,
whoever gets
okay,
hot.
okay, okay, okay. Mm. Okay, I got you. I got you. And you know what? That's a fair assessment, and I get it. And depending on matchups, and again, personnel matters, teams matter. There's no Bucks out west. There's no Clippers out east. So the same thing goes with the Bucks. Yeah, you beat the Clippers, but if you're a Bucks fan, y'all got to get through Miami and Boston. So I mean, it's not like last night was a measuring stick for the Bucks. Even if they played with Giannis and they won the game, y'all got to beat Boston and Miami. So I get what you're saying. Personnel, matchups, playoffs, cool, gotcha. That's fair.
Yeah, but this is the same shit that's been going on ever since Kawhi Leonard became a Clipper and Paul George. It's the same type of shit. So they don't get the benefit of the doubt. I don't see them turning shit around. I don't see it this year until they get a real deal alpha type of cat there. Like if they had a guy like a Jimmy Butler with them, I may have a little more confidence. But when you got a nigga like a weak mentally guy like Paul George, you got a weak mentally guy like James Harden, you got a guy like Kawhi Leonard that will have a bad game out of nowhere on your ass too. That's just a fucked up combination. Then you got another guy in Russ. He just goes so all out. Sometimes he gets out of control, and he has moments that he has to come through in clutch situations as well. That just a that just gonna be cause of a disaster, man. I don't see them getting over this shit, y'all. I don't. This no hate. This is no slight. This ain't no real deal shit. Hating on the Clippers. It's just that they are what we thought they were. They a team when it comes down to fourth quarters and close games. They just are a terrible ass team. And they give up big leads. So you mean to tell me you guys trust a team that gives up big leads and then trust a team that when it comes to close games in the fourth quarter, they barely get it done. And the only reason they beat Minnesota because Karl Anthony Towns bailed them out. Karl Anthony Towns blew that game for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I really don't give the Clippers no credit for that. I'm not even gonna sit up here and say they locked him up. Karl Anthony Towns locked himself up. He's too goddamn big to sit up there and let that shit happen the way it happened. So it's really Minnesota. And saying now, yes, I do got the Nuggets going back to back. They will be back to back champs. They will be. They the best team. It's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it, man. I can't even front. Um, I like what I heard. Oh man, I feel you. You a Clippers fan. You ride it till the wheels fall off, but you clearly not watching. Um, you clearly being biased, and you clearly being delusional about what you're seeing out there. Kawhi Leonard going scoreless in the fourth quarter is inexcusable. No coaching can fix shit like that from their best player scoreless in the fourth quarter. Um, you can't fix James Harden, which was having a great game, disappearing in the fourth quarter. You can't fix Paul George from having that horrific start to the fourth quarter, missing two free throws at the gate and turnovers at the gate. You can't fix Pat Bev getting into their heads mentally. Can't fix Pat Bev stripping and locking down Kawhi Leonard as well. That's not a coaching issue. That's just the players, and we can't ignore it. And we got to stop ignoring it. They got to pass for a reason, and sometimes your pass comes back to haunt you. And obviously, that pass is coming back to haunt them in these situations consistently. The T Wolves thing was an anomaly. That was mainly the T Wolves gave that game up, not particularly the T Wolves. Mainly Karl Anthony Towns blew that game. And Angelo, I done told him so many times, hell, I ain't gotta tell him that. Shit, just about the shit that he says will let everybody know that. Hey, truth, man, that's a fact, bro. That's a fact. They not moving the needle. And I honestly, The guys were open to it. I let a damn Thomas come up here and run his goddamn mouth, and all I'm gonna do is cook him with basic logic. I gotta give the Realist credit though, cause the Realist called this shit on the money. He said when it comes to fourth quarters, I don't trust my Clippers, man. He said I just don't know about us when it comes to fourth quarters, and he was honest. And and also in that T Wolves game, that's the type of game the T Wolves want. It's just that Karl Anthony Towns didn't take advantage of his mismatches. Karl Anthony Towns blew that game. If we gonna be honest, if we real deal say we know basketball, that's on Karl Anthony Towns. And Nahari, I can let you come up here and cook right quick. Nahari, if you want to come in, you can come in and cook, man. You can come in and cook. But the Clippers are not the measure stick, cause they are who I thought they always been. A team. When it comes down to shit like this, they go fold. They fold under pressure, man. We just gotta be honest, y'all. This shit hilarious, man. Cause I know all I'ma hear is Tyronn Lue get all the blame. That's all I'ma hear is Tyronn Lue. Yesterday was not on Tyronn Lue. When you got a big league and you give it up, bro, that's on the damn player. That's on your best players, man. That's on the Don
Facts.
Dot. That's on the Don Dot rebranded. They say he the
No, that's a
Don
fact.
Dot. He got to get it done, man. I know Nahara say he can't right now. 'Cause I was gonna let him talk his shit about the Bucks, man. Um, it's just that I know from one side of the stripper nation, man, they gonna come with the most delusional shit you ever heard. At the end of the day, rebrand. I'ma say this: 2020, Doc Rivers, he got a, you know what I'm saying, part of his legacy that he always blow 3-1 leads. But that 2020 wasn't Doc Rivers' fault, man. I'm gonna go on the limb and say that.
And look, when Lou Will said that we didn't want to win it because we didn't think anyone would respect it, that just showed you the players' mentality right there. That ain't got nothing to do with Doc. I mean, you can't coach
Yep.
players to want to win. Like either you want to win or you don't. And when he said that, it was like, oh, okay, you know.
That's a fact, bro. We can't. Don't get me wrong. Doc Rivers do dumb shit. He doesn't make adjustments at times. But in that series, when you look back, that was on the players. They clearly, whatever game plan Doc Rivers had, clearly they didn't go through with it.
Hey,
Clearly
Herb,
they wasn't listening.
let me ask you in the chat a question. What
Okay.
adjustments can you make for players who don't want it enough? What adjustment is there?
The only adjustment is you sit their ass down. That's the only
But
thing you
listen,
got.
if it's a team thing though, what do you do? Just all right, we out of here, y'all. We gonna call it.
It
Maybe
ain't
next
shit
year.
that it ain't shit that you it ain't shit that a coach could do about that. All he could do is have his arms folded and just look at the bullshit that finna take place. That's all he could do. That's all Ty Lue could do. Just
Hey,
look disgusted.
hold on. So somebody in the comments said, what did they just say? So perfect, perfect. Actually said, well, perfect prefect. My bad. He said, you saying the players blew the 3-1 lead on purpose in 2020. I mean, that's what we going off of what a former player said.
Yeah, Lou Williams was basically saying this shit though. So either we gonna take your word perfect, or I take Lou Williams' word 'cause he was there. Shit, he was on the team. He was in the locker room. And Paul George already went on the spiel about that depression shit. I'm gonna tell you why he was depressed. He was worried about his stripper of a wife. He was worried about her, what the hell she was doing. That's why he was going crazy. Shit. No offense to strippers though. You know, some strippers ain't crazy, ain't going like that. They don't just get the pussy to anybody. So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get on strippers like that because there's some strippers
Hey,
that are actually good women.
he's
So
saying we crazy if we think that. Hey, perfect. We can only go on what the player said. I mean, he
I
said it.
mean,
We ain't say it.
is your word more credible than the player that was on the team? And they wasn't that close to a chip. They was close to going to the conference finals, but they wasn't close to a chip. So that's another cap statement that you made. They was close to getting to the Western Conference Finals, and it was gonna be an all LA Conference Finals. But get the Lakers were waiting on their ass, and yeah, they choked. They choked. Now Ty Lue didn't say that, bro. There was a player on the team that said that, bro. Ty Lue did not say that. We ain't never said Ty Lue said that. We
Lou
just saying it
Williams.
ain't Ty Lue's fault.
Yeah, Lou Williams, a former player, six man said that.
Yeah, Lou Williams said this shit, and shit, I'm not gonna go again. And I know Lou personally though, so he saying some shit like that. He actually mean it.
He said y'all stay capping. Well, nah, not
Well,
perfect. I mean, go look it up. I mean, it's on YouTube. It's there.
yeah, cocaine on the wood grain. Shit, look like that's what you doing now. So we stay cap. I cap sometimes, but I ain't capping about the strippers. I've been on point about them all year. And Matt Moles, I actually can agree. If Kawhi didn't get hurt, it would have been Clippers versus Bucks in 2021. But it always what if this, what if that all the time though. So I'm not even gonna excuse that. I'm sick of this shit too.
I think their biggest chance was in 2020, and you know what that 2020 Western Conference, like 'cause we all thought it was gonna be an LA Western Conference. It reminded me when Kobe was waiting on LeBron. Like, bro, I done did my part. Like, we waiting on you for the big dance. The Lakers were waiting on the Clippers, and the Clippers said, you know what, 3-1 is far enough. We've done it. I want to go home and get lemon pepper wings. That's what they said.
Yeah. And perfect. And you know Lou Williams did more than one podcast. So I mean, you just can't go off one. He did more than one interview.
So,
He
but
been
Herm,
out.
I got a question. So, what does it mean when a player says we took our foot off the pedal because we didn't think that the people would respect that ring? Does that not say that we kind of lost on purpose? We gave up.
Basically, and it basically shows their mentality. That's the whole point. They weak mentally. Paul George, the same cat that sat up there and spoke up on the bubble too. Is like shit. None of us wanted to be there. He basically was co-signing on all that. And then on top of that, Damian Lillard hit a game winner on him when he was with OKC. All he could say, well, that wasn't a good shot. You know that nigga take them crazy ass shots. You gotta get up on him, bro. Why you gonna say that wasn't a good shot to cover up for you losing?
Hey, perfect. We agree with you. It was an excuse for losing, but we still just saying what he said. I think it's an excuse. Like, you don't wait till you get up 3-1 to decide that, oh yeah, this ring doesn't it's not gonna mean anything. I've never heard a player move like that. You know, I honestly think the flack that the Lakers get for winning the 2020 bubble ring, I think that the Clippers should get the flack for quitting, or so
Hey,
they say they
perfect.
quit.
I'm gonna do something special, man. I'm gonna try to use some people I know. I'm gonna reach out to a guy that's gonna snitch on everybody. That actually is known as a snitch in the locker room.
You talking about D Low?
Nah, Montrezl Harrell.
That
Uh,
nigga, they call him a snitch.
yeah, Montrezl Harrell was. They said he was leaking out a lot of shit that was going on in the locker room about the Clippers. But I'm gonna try to get an interview with Montrezl Harrell, and I know if anybody go tell all, it would be Montrezl Harrell. And we go expose the hypocrisies that these stripper fans had created when it comes to 2020. We go kill a lot of hypocrisies when it comes to Kawhi Leonard. We go get a lot of shit put out there. I'm gonna try my best to get Montrezl. He ain't got shit going on, so I should. I think I got opportunity to get him. I just gotta see what's up though. I'm gonna
Hey,
get an interview with Montrezl Harrell. We gonna get some shit exposed about them damn strippers.
hey, Herm, but let me ask you a question. Who you got? Who's your dark horse team out of the West and the East, and then who's a team that you see being a threat within the next 3 to 5 years?
Um, the, the dark horse to me. in the West. Um, I was saying Golden State was the most dangerous. But it all depends who they face. But a team that's not gonna be afraid of whoever they play against, I know for sure, that really won't care about the matchup because they are a matchup problem themselves. I think your Dallas Mavericks would be one of the dark horses because they got two killers that's not scared of the moment. You got Luca and Kyrie, they not scared of the moment. And if them two going at the same time, that is gonna be a problem for anybody in that Western Conference. Cause it's really no guarding those two as is, but if those two are locked in at the same time and they basically knocking down everything at the same time, Dallas could very well make a deep postseason run and they can actually fuck up the projections that people actually have for the West. But in the East, the team that's a dark horse in the East, uh, you could say they're not healthy right now. So that would have been mine a couple of weeks ago with the Knicks, but they're not healthy. But a team in the Eastern Conference that could be a dark horse because they young and kind of don't know better, and they could upset. They could upset a couple of teams, and they actually a bad matchup
Orlando.
for Boston. Orlando Magic.
There we go.
I think Orlando, if they don't think about the moment too much, they got the size, they got the talent, they got the athleticism, they got everything they basically need. They just gotta get some experience up. They gotta mature. But if they're not afraid of the moment, and some team for some reason let them get going, that's a dangerous team to face. So those my two dark horses, man. But I
Who
think
and who
Dallas for sure could make it tough on a lot of teams in the West, man.
and who's your threat in 5 years, 3 to 5 years? Who's a team that you think like they
I
putting it
think the
together now?
team, Oklahoma City. Uh, oh yeah, for Herman, pick up for Herman. Yeah, Oklahoma City most definitely is the team to, because they got all those draft pick assets and they can actually put some shit together to they can actually put some shit together to the point where they can
Your total gonna be 2054.
yeah, man, just picking up some shit for piece of up right fast. Uh, but the thing is, with OKC, they got a lot of draft collateral. They got a lot of picks. They could trade those picks to get another marquee guy to team up with SGA, or they could find somebody in the draft. They could actually get them over the hump as well. And you still got guys like Chet that go develop. You got Jalen Williams that's gonna develop more. You got the Giddies, the door. They got a great nucleus as is. And I think they gonna be a threat because they got all those assets and they could do a lot with those assets. Like imagine rebranding. Yeah, OKC decide, fuck it, we gonna trade some of these draft assets, especially if it's a good draft coming up. And they say, fuck it, we gonna trade these picks and let's add lower marketing. Let's add lower marketing to our
That'll be
squad.
crazy.
That would be crazy. And lower marketing probably would be the piece that get them over the hump. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of shit that OKC could do. And I think they real deal legit, and I real deal think that years to come they gonna be the team to beat in the NBA, and they be the team that can compete with the Jokic with Denver Nuggets with Jamal Murray and Jokic, man. I think that's the team that can do it, especially if they play it out right. They got to do the right thing. Preston can't fuck this up. It'll be on Preston. If they don't get it done, it's because Sam Preston fucked it up. He better not do the same shit Danny Ainge did. You remember Danny Ainge was holding on to those picks too long.
Until they depreciated and didn't mean shit.
Yep. So he can't make the same mistake Danny Ainge made. Cause it was the time, especially like in 2019, if Boston would have made a big trade and traded those picks that they had, they could have got something elite, and they probably could have won a championship around that time. But Danny Ainge was holding on to shit too much. So if you Sam Precious, you can't make the same damn mistake. You
Nah, that's a
gotta
fact.
you gotta make it count. And I think Danny Ainge would be open to getting all your draft collateral and letting lower marketing go. And I promise you, they get him. Man, shit, them motherfuckers might go to the finals next year. They get him.
Nah, for sure. I got Sacramento was my
And
dark horse, my dark horse.
that's actually another one too.
Yeah, I got Sacramento. Um, out of the West, out of the East. I don't know. Like I'm gonna have to agree with you on Orlando as far as like a team that I think you give them about 5 years, they're gonna be okay. I'm gonna actually go
That's
with
one
Toronto.
of them.
I'm gonna go
Oh
with
yeah,
Toronto.
yeah. Oh yeah, Toronto, they got something special going.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Toronto. I think them getting RJ, like RJ since going to Toronto has been like a different RJ. So I want to see how they build off of that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. He's back home. He's from Canada, so that just make it more special for him that I'm
Yeah,
back
for
in my
sure.
country. I'm back in my country now, so he's really gonna give it his all for his country. So
Who
that's a
you who
that's a
you who you got right now other than the strippers? Who do you got that's like that's getting a lot of hype right now? And you just like, man, them niggas going home within the first 2 rounds.
uh I'm gonna say this. It might be surprising to you. The Boston Celtics. I think this what's going to happen to Boston though. They Miami Heat gonna end up being the fourth or fifth seed, and Miami Heat go put out the Boston Celtics again, but they go do it in the second round. I just think Miami just got the nucleus for something. They got the wings that can match up with what Boston likes to do. Bam on the bayou, he'll neutralize Porzingis. But Miami got the wings. They got a fluctuation in wings. And Eric Spoelstra, if he uses his bench properly, like I know he will in the playoffs, Miami Heat, they actually the only team to me in the East that would give Boston fits, other than the Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic got the nucleus too. They're just young as hell. But Miami Heat actually got those give Boston those problems too. So I think Boston might go home in the second round, man.
That's crazy. So the Celtics.
Yep, the Boston Celtics. People think I'm crazy, but I was right last year. A lot of folks say I was capping. Miami fucked them up. I just think it's just a bad matchup.
Yeah, but
Period. At the end.
they not the same team that they were last year. They added pieces now. What is his name? Derek White
Now
coming into his
Derek White
own.
was there, but Derek White was there last year.
He's definitely
And
improved though since last year though.
yeah, Miami got some improvements from Max Strus and whatchamacallit though. They actually improved as well. That rookie that they got, the Jaquez guy, he's a hell of an upgrade. They still got Caleb Martin. Tyler Hero will actually. You hope he be available this go round. If he's
Yeah.
available, that's an elite scorer coming out the bench. Terry Rozier, I think he's go understand things a little more clearer when the playoffs come around. And he had big moments in the playoffs as well. He been in the conference finals against Boston. And going against Boston in the playoff series, I think that would give him motivation to
Hey,
do
look,
well.
I don't disagree with you, right, when it comes to the Heat, because we know matchups are very important. And I just think I agree with you. I think the Heat, they just know how to attack Boston. They know how to take their heart. You know what I'm saying? But I just think that, like, I don't know, man. I think Boston getting a lot of disrespect these days. I feel like Boston is getting a lot of disrespect to be, a team that's what 2 games away from 50.
And
So
I feel you on that. And let me, Matt Mosley. I was saying that they upgraded from Max Strus though. I didn't say he was on the team. I feel like Miami actually upgraded from Max Strus with the talent that they already had, some younger talent. And that rookie for sure, he's not gonna get rookie of the year, but he's gonna be like top three in voting with how he's been playing and how he's been balling. So Miami is a legit threat. I just think a lot of people sleep on them for various reasons. All year after year, they sleep on them fools. I don't know why. They just
yeah,
do.
no, for sure. And then logical Raptors, I I agree. Like you said, Grady Dick had to adjust to the NBA, but now he's hitting like everything and making amazing cuts and etc. He's definitely coming. Yeah, I agree. I think, like I said, I think the Raptors are going to be somebody to look out for. Like, and then they're building it the right way. So, you know,
And then I forgot though, Miami. He did some slick shit too.
You think
They added Patty Mills.
damn he damn you right. No, they well Bill Russell said he getting bounced first round. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Who? What Bill Russell say?
He said the Heat are getting bounced the first round.
I mean, for y'all say that's what you need to hope for. For shit, if you looking for the best interest of your team, Boston, hell yeah, you better hope that they get
Like,
eliminated first
listen,
round.
like if you a Lakers fan, you better hope that they got down, make the playoffs and not the play in. And then also you better hope that the Nuggets get upset by somebody. You better hope that Minnesota or somebody, get to them. But you know,
Yep.
like I
So
think I don't think the Bucks want to see Indiana for real,
they
for real.
don't. They actually don't, cause they know they're not gonna be able to stop anybody. Bucks know defensively they're gonna be flawed, so
Yeah,
they don't want to face a team like Indiana that they know they had problems with
right,
stopping all year, and they expose Dame Lillard all the time. So
right.
yeah, I know they don't want that matchup as well. But brother, I gotta go into work, my brother. I appreciate you coming on,
Appreciate you,
rebranding.
appreciate you,
Man, I
appreciate you for
appreciate you
sure.
anytime. Man, I finna end this string, y'all. Y'all hit that like button, man. Y'all know the strippers frauds. Man, I'm telling y'all what y'all gonna hear today. Tyronn Lue is the reason why they lost the game. That's all y'all gonna hear. They not gonna give you a real breakdown. They ain't gonna do a film study to show certain things that the Clippers did wrong as a unit. They're not gonna talk about Kawhi Leonard being scoreless in the fourth quarter. I mean, they ain't gonna do none of this. So, man, salute to y'all. Hit that like button. Salute to my brothers rebranding Maz and Jarrell for coming on the panel, man. Y'all hit that like button. Salute, and I'm out.